Since 2026 is swiftly approaching, I am planning out my business goals for next year, and I thought I would share that process with you. I will also be sharing some tips for setting goals if you're not really sure where to get started. I'll be totally honest, I am very much a type B, go with the flow kind of person. And I didn't give a lot of thought to setting goals for my art business for a long time, but I spent so many years wanting to earn an income from my art. It's not enough to just say I want to make money with my art, because that's really just a vague statement, and goals are meant to sort of move you in the direction that you want to go. And if you're like, cool, but how do I do that? Here are some tips that I have for getting started. Number one is to get really clear about what kind of art business you want to run. Whether you want to do content creation, like starting a YouTube channel, or maybe you want to do freelance work and work with clients, or maybe you want to run an online shop. Ideally, eventually, you'll have multiple income streams, but if you are just getting started, it's really good to just focus on one. That way you can grow it and then add these other income streams as you go. So, in general, on a day-to-day basis, what do you want your job to look like? Like, what do you want to do as an artist? So in other words, if art is your job, what does that actually look like for you? Because again, it's not enough just to say that I want to make money as an artist. You have to get really clear about the how. Just to be clear, this can change over time. This can change throughout your journey, but it's really important to have a vision in mind, because this is going to affect the goals that you set to get to that point. Okay, so we have the how we're going to make money from our art. Now you need to take a minute and think really big here, big picture. With that in mind, what is a huge milestone or achievement that would go a long way in getting you to that point? Let's say you want to monetize a YouTube channel. One milestone that would be huge for you is getting your first 1,000 subscribers, because this is a requirement for getting your YouTube channel monetized. That would be a great milestone to hit. Maybe if you want to do more freelance work, maybe another milestone would be to start consistently earning $500 a month from freelance work. I do want to be really clear here. These milestones are not your goals for the year. I used to set these milestones as my goals, and the problem with doing that is these sort of milestones involve variables that are just outside of our control. So if we use the 1,000 subscriber example, if you want to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, you could do absolutely everything right. You could have amazing content, all of the things. You are still at the mercy of YouTube's algorithm. YouTube's algorithm is going to be the one who actually pushes your account to people. Even if you do everything right, there's no guarantee that you'll actually hit that number. And if you're anything like me, when you set that as your goal and you don't hit that goal, you lose motivation. Like, you're just like, okay, I give up. And we don't want to do that. We have to think of these milestone achievements as the end result. You can almost think of it as this is our finish line, and our goals that we set are going to be the steps that we take to reach that finish line. So you're going to take those big picture milestones, achievements, and you're actually going to break them down and find small steps that you can take to work towards that achievement. Let's say you have a YouTube channel that you've started, but you don't really post on it very often, but you really want to hit your 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. A goal that you could set is consistently posting once a week or once every other week a really high quality long form video for the whole year, because this is an actual goal that you have control over. You are shifting your focus from your end result, which has variables that are outside of your control, and instead you're focusing on things that you can control, but they also have a proven track record for getting you to that end result. So in this example, posting consistently has a track record for increasing subscriber count. You may or may not hit that milestone, but posting consistently is proven to increase subscriber count. If you consistently post really high quality content, you will still work towards that goal of 1,000 subscribers. Like, you will move in the right direction. My absolute best tips for setting goals for your art business: think about some big accomplishments that you want to achieve. Make sure they align with what you want to do as an art career, and then set those milestones, and then think about the day-to-day things that you can do that are within your control that will push you in that direction. So this way, whenever you sit down and say, I want to make money with my art, you have a direction, you have a goal, you have the steps that you can take to move in the right direction. And to sort of give you some inspiration, I want to share my art business goals for 2026 with you guys. In 2025, I was really focused on building the foundation of income streams that I want to eventually be part of my full-time income. So I managed to get monetized on YouTube. I started a Patreon. I opened commissions again. I partnered with a brand for the first time. I did a lot of stuff in 2025, and I feel like this was all kind of laying the foundation for what my business will be built upon in the years to come. So my focus in 2026 is to start building on these revenue streams that I set up this year and start increasing that revenue and just nurturing that part of my business. So Patreon, for example, I feel like Patreon is a really good, stable, steady income source. So I really want to increase that income for me and make that more of a sustainable income that I can rely on month to month in the years to come. In order to try and increase revenue from Patreon, I plan to add a second tier to my Patreon. So right now I just have one tier and it's currently $2 a month. I've slowly been working up adding some more monthly video tutorials, but I think I want to move these video tutorials into a $5 tier. That way I am providing more value, but I'm also helping it become more sustainable for me. Again, I'm not focused on a specific number here because that's outside of my control. Like I don't really have control over how much money specifically I'm going to make from Patreon. I do think adding a tier and adding more value to my Patreon is going to help me in the long run increase my income from Patreon. Another thing I want to focus on is YouTube. I want to continue to grow my channel here on YouTube and continue to build this little community that we have. Earlier this year, I decided to try posting long form content once a week, and my channel has grown significantly. I think that's been a really big part of my growth. So I want to continue to try to keep up with that trend. So one of my goals here on YouTube for 2026 is to continue posting long form content, hopefully once a week, maybe at least every 2 weeks, but ideally once a week. Another goal that I have is to continue to improve my editing skills. I try to have goals that are kind of measurable, but this one kind of isn't. This is kind of just a vibes or like a feel for it. Like right now, I look back at my videos at the beginning of 2025 and I can see a lot of improvement. My editing definitely improved. So that's something that I want to continue in 2026 is just continuing to learn editing, get better at it, try to improve my editing skills. So hopefully at the end of 2026, I'll look back at the beginning of the year and see a lot of improvement, hopefully. Another big goal of mine in 2026 is to find a better work-life balance. I am naturally a procrastinator, to be honest. So there were times this year where I feel like I was really cutting it close on certain deadlines for things. So my goal in 2026 is to really work on finding a better balance between work and life and also just like not putting so much stress on myself. One way that I think would really help with this is developing routines and just finding ways to just like streamline my process and make it a little bit easier on myself. So one of the ways that I want to do this is to film and edit videos at least 2 weeks in advance. That is pretty ambitious for me. Currently, I used to be pretty on top of my filming schedule and I was posting, I think like a week in advance, but I kind of just like got off track and then it just went off the rails recently. So I want to get back on track, but I think having like 2 weeks of a buffer would really help and go a long way in just helping me stay in a routine and also not get so stressed out and feel pressure of like a deadline. And my last goal for 2026 is actually more art specific. I do a lot of teaching other artists how to do things, so I think it's really important for me to continue to be learning myself. I think I would do this in general, but especially because I teach a lot of content to other artists, I feel like it's really important to continue to just improve my own skills. This year I focused on drawing male characters because I literally never drew male characters. So that was my goal this year, and I actually feel like I improved quite a bit. I think for 2026, I want to focus on painting backgrounds. I really want to get better at creating like full scene illustrations. So I think backgrounds would go a long way in helping me with that. So my goal for 2026 is to paint at least one background illustration, like at least once a month, maybe more, we'll see. But I think once a month is a good goal to aim for. Anyway, if you are interested in starting a YouTube channel for 2026, I do have a video which I will leave right here for you that you can check out. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!